Welcome to the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. This episode is brought to you by Authors Unite. Authors Unite provides you with all the resources you need to become a successful author. You can learn more about Authors Unite and join the free community at authorsunite.com. Now, let's jump into the episode. All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. Today, I have Tricia Brouk with us. She is the writer, director, and executive producer of TEDx Lincoln Square. So welcome to the show, Tricia.
Thanks so much for having me, Tyler. I'm super excited to be here.
Of course. Thanks for coming on. We're pumped to have you here. We'll dive in. The first question I have for you is, what's the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
I think the best story from my life is that I always say yes, and then I figure it out. Any question, any project, any potential work that someone asks me to do, I say yes, because the opportunity that it can give me afterwards can be far bigger than I could ever imagine. Many years ago, John Turturro asked me if I could choreograph his feature film starring James Gandolfini, my late dear friend, and Kate Winslet and Susan Sarandon and Eddie Izzard and Bobby Cannavale and Steve Buscemi. And he asked me if I could do it, and I said yes. Did I know if I could? Not really, but I knew that if I said yes and did the homework, I had the opportunity to then expand my career. So I would say yes and then figure it out.
Yes. And what's the most valuable piece of information we should know that is within your expertise or industry?
Well, I work with actors and I work with speakers. It's all about getting on a stage and being authentic. So I think in order to become a fearless speaker or in order to become fearless on the stage, you have to practice. You have to do your pliés. You cannot be fearless without putting yourself under mild stress and then increasing that stress and then increasing that stress even more. Once you practice what it's like to be on stage, you will become a fearless speaker.
And what is your best piece of overall business advice and not necessarily industry specific?
This is so easy for me, Tyler. Be kind to everyone. This is a very small and social world, and kindness is what you're going to be remembered for.
And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Every choice you make, Tricia, every heartache you endure, every moment lived is going to lead you to this fabulous life. So trust that journey.
And in your opinion, what is the key to happiness?
Detachment, contentment, and embracing impermanence. The only thing that we can count on is that it's impermanent.
And what's the best book that you've read, and what was the number one thing you learned from that?
I love The Art of Racing in the Rain by Garth Stein. And what I learned is that your pets do not want you to wash their toys because it's full of smells that they love and associate with you as their owner.
And what is your favorite quote and why?
Be Here Now by Ram Dass. And that goes back to impermanence, detachment, and contentment. If you are fully in the moment, nothing can be bad.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it. The last question I have for you before we let you go is, where's the best place for people to find you online?
TriciaBrouk.com, and that's BROUK. Tricia Brouk on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn.
Awesome. Thanks again, Tricia. We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
The podcast you just heard was recorded with Anchor. If you want to make your own, download the Android or iOS app completely free from anchor.fm/podcast. That's anchor.fm/podcast.